We are live. Welcome everybody to the fourth installment of the Fit 2.0 YouTube show. Today is a special day because we have our first special guest. We have with us Jessica Mauk from Jessica Mauk Fitness and Healthy for 100. She's also a good friend of mine. She's been helping me run Eating the Food for several years now. And let's see, what else can I tell you about her? She's an awesome coach and an awesome person in general. And I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, Jessica. Go for it.
I'm Jessica. Amber pretty much said everything. I've been interested in sports and fitness for pretty much most of my life, but I hit a few bumps when I kind of grew up and got out to the real world and ran into some eating problems and relationship with food problems. And then overcoming those led me to realizing I really enjoy coaching other people. And then I met Amber and everything's kind of fallen into place since then. And we work really well together and I'm excited to be here today.
Yes, and I'm excited to have you. The other reason that this is a special day is that this is the first of our several part series on, surviving the holidays. I think we're going to be talking about this all the way through New Year's. We may even have some special midweek shows with, people we pluck from our friends lists and, just people we know in the industry who have important messages. So yes, we're going to be specifically talking about holidays, the messages that we get from our loved ones during the holidays, that I think we're all very, very familiar with. The disapproving looks at what we have on our plate, the comments about our weight, or even, not even just our weight, like when are you having kids, or, whatever, your outfit, or the people you choose to date, or whatever those comments you get from the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally. They're making, shamey comments about your life choices, how you can steel yourself against them and get through them without succumbing to that shame. And so you don't end up, engaging in restrictive or extreme behavior as a means of atoning for your sins, because you've been getting these messages that you're sinning from the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally. So raise your hand if you've experienced that during the holidays. I know Jessica has some really cool thoughts on setting boundaries, and I want to turn over the microphone to you, Jessica, to get us started on this.
I think with food shaming specifically, or any other shaming, like you mentioned, Amber, clothes shaming or dating shaming or existing shaming, a lot of it just comes down to boundaries. And in our society these days, it seems like nobody knows what a boundary is anymore. And people think they have free reign to make any commentary on any part of your life at all. So I think practicing boundaries was a really big and important step for me in learning how to deal with, especially the food shamers in my world. It was, oh my gosh, are you going to eat that? Or, oh, well, you didn't eat a whole lot of turkey, but now you're having a piece of pie. And I think I internalized a lot of those messages and thought, well, if someone's saying that about me, it must be true, because chances are I was thinking it about myself anyway. So I had to learn how to set boundaries within my own thoughts, and also boundaries on what words I was going to let from other people infiltrate my thoughts, and how much truth I was going to give to what everyone else was saying to me or even about me. And that was a big deal to me. It took a lot of practice, and it was a lot of work to learn how to make those boundaries. And that's something that I know we do in Eating the Food quite a lot, is helping people set boundaries and coaching them through how to do it and how to do it effectively. And I think that's really a really important skill to learn.
Yeah. I know I teach my daughter, she'll come home and she'll tell me that her friends are asking her these really uncomfortable questions and she doesn't know how to answer them. And when I say, you can tell them you don't want to talk about it or that it's none of their business, she's like, I can? Like, the thought never occurred to her that she does not have an obligation to answer these questions, these personal questions that people are asking. And I think that our culture has kind of instilled that in us. Like if somebody asks you a personal question, you just answer it. But it's okay to state in whatever way that you want. I mean, if you want to make it very diplomatic and kind, it's none of your business. You can do that.
I think that's really important. I know I have people ask me all the time, you know, so-and-so asked if I want to get into this diet or if I want to try this new supplement or this whatever, and I don't know what to tell them. And I one of my biggest things is you don't have to tell them anything. You can just tell them no. You don't have to say no because I'm doing something else, or yes, I'm going to eat this because I went to the gym or I went to this. You don't have to justify your actions or what you're doing or how you're living your life to anybody. You can simply state, you know what, this is my choice, or this topic is off limits, and you don't have to justify to anyone else.
Yes. They say, why are you doing that? Or I see you're doing that. And you're like, yes, I am. Very astute observation. And then leave it at that. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to, you know, validate your own behavior. You do not have to defend yourself. It's none of their business. And there are certainly, there's context that they don't know. They don't know everything about your life. There's no way they can know. They can't know why you're making the decisions you're making. And it's not your obligation to explain all the reasons that you're making the decisions that you are making. And it's really rude of them to presume that you would drop everything and spend the time explaining why you're making the decision you're making. You're not obligated, and it's very presumptuous on their part. You know, you can if you feel like it. Sometimes I feel like explaining things to people. And so when people ask me a personal question, I'm happy to explain. I'm happy to tell people why I make the decisions I make. Other times, I'm busy and I don't have the time, you know? And those are the times when I try to say diplomatically, hey, not really feeling like defending that right now. I'm not really feeling like explaining right now. I don't have the time. I don't have the inclination. Flat out, it's not your business. And it is okay. It is okay for anyone out there to not take on the obligation of explaining yourself.
It is. And you brought up a good point. It is rude. It's to walk up to someone and ask them a personal question or make a comment about a specific or personal part of their life is rude. Unfortunately, there's rude people in our world, and we're going to encounter that. And we can set all the boundaries we want, and we can say, you know what, I'm not going to accept that, but it's not always going to stop people from doing it. So one of the other things that I really, really use a lot is when as I'm getting ready to go out, if I'm going to a specific party or to a social event or someplace where I know someone may comment on something, or I'm going to be around a lot of people, then as I'm getting ready, I will visualize or come up with some really off the wall questions. And I'm like, hey, or if I were a rude person, what would I ask? And then I come up with my own answers. So I'm ready. And that way it doesn't catch me off guard, because oftentimes I will fudge boundaries if I'm caught off guard. I will not honor my own boundaries that I've set if I'm not ready for this onslaught of people getting all up in my shit. So yeah. As I'm getting ready, I'll kind of role play with myself in my mind. Hey, look at that piece of pumpkin pie. I'm like, hey, yeah, it's awesome. It's the shit. I get it once a year and it's awesome. And I'm going to have some for breakfast tomorrow too. Or I might say, yep, pumpkin pie is cool, and just turn around and walk away. Like you said, it depends on the mood I'm in. But if I'm ready for it, I find that I have a lot more control. I can maintain a lot more control over the situation or over the conversation. And I can make sure it's the conversation that I want to have and that I'm ready to have. And not just fall into what society expects me to do, which is justify every action I make or every bite I take.
Right. Kind of like giving yourself a pep talk before, heading out to the big game. Right. And that's what the holidays have become for so many of us. Is like, you have to survive this gauntlet, this big game at the end of the year. You have to get through this. And we're so often we're just unprepared for that onslaught. We're not prepared to stand up for ourselves because we haven't been taught boundaries. We haven't been taught that we are our own people with the freedom to make our own decisions, that we're allowed to not have to explain. I mean, I didn't understand that for the longest time. And even once I did explain it, even once I did understand it, it took me a couple years of practice to get good at it and to really recognize it when it happened, and be able to immediately be like, none of your business. Because even after I understood it, I would still get sucked into it so often. So give yourself that pep talk. I love the idea of anticipating the things that people are going to say or ask, and then coming up with responses ahead of time, because God knows you're going to get sideswiped. It's just going to happen. So prepare yourself as best you can, and then just keep telling yourself you don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to validate yourself. It's none of their business. They are being rude by asking, and it's not my obligation to explain. And just kind of keep that going in your head, and that'll help you remember in that moment, none of your business. And if you feel like you're not going to be able to respond diplomatically or at all, if you feel like you're going to get caught off guard and you're just going to get flustered and feel like you're going to fall into the trap of it, trying to explain yourself, like Jessica said, come up with some one-liners. And maybe
a mantra that you can play in your head over and over. I'm my own person. I make my own choices. I trust myself. That's a big thing. Yeah. I trust myself. I don't have to justify myself to you. And just let that reel play over and over in your head. And the more you say it, the more you'll believe it. And then the easier it will be for you to say it out loud to someone. I don't need to justify myself to you.
Yes. Let's have everybody watching right now and anybody watching in the future, just in the comment section below, just write out some ideas right now. Come up with some one-liners, whether they be diplomatic or totally snarky. Just write down a couple ideas and we can totally learn from each other and go out there feeling prepared for this. Let's see. So body shaming. Let's shift to the messages that we get from the media about how our bodies aren't good enough, and from our family, that our bodies are wrong. I mean, we've kind of been talking about that, but that we internalize, and then the things that we do, once we've internalized those messages, the things that we do to try to atone for our sins of having a wrong body, or, for not having a body the way we're supposed to. The reason that extreme diets are so popular in January is because everybody has spent the holidays getting these messages of shame and your body is wrong. You aren't having a body the right way. So everybody by the end of the holidays is like, oh my God, I'm such a mess. I'm such a disaster. I have to do something about this. I have to make up for I am. What is the quickest, fastest, most self-destructive way? Because I deserve pain and punishment. What is the worst thing I can do to myself now to make up for how horrible I am? And we see these fad diets, these horribly restrictive fad diets cropping up in the new year. Ugh. Cut out all carbs.
Burpees till you puke.
Oh my gosh. Remember that year, that CrossFit?
That was my first CrossFit WOD ever, was the 7 minutes of burpees. First one I ever did, ever.
Oh man, that was terrible. Yeah. The whole punishing yourself thing needs to go.
Or these Thanksgiving morning workouts that I see at every single gym I've ever been to. Earn your feast.
Yes.
I'm like, screw that. I'm at home cooking the feast. I'm active enough the rest of the year. I don't feel like I have to make a special effort to earn a few extra calories this time of year.
Exactly. Exactly. It all balances out over time. You can have a day where you relax and have extra calories, and you're not going to go to hell.
Yeah.
You're also not going to gain 10 pounds. It all does balance out. It really does. If you just trust your body, it really does over time balance out. And if you will enjoy the day, relax, enjoy your loved ones as much as you can, in spite of the messages that they're sending you that you're not good enough. Just enjoy spending time. And then don't get into that cycle of restrict then binge, restrict then binge. If you can avoid that trap, everything will balance out. Everything will be fine. You'll come through unscathed. But we fall into that trap all too often. And so it's the punishment. Yeah, even just this morning, one of the women in I can never say this right, Body Positive Fitness Alliance, the Facebook group, was saying how at her YMCA, of all places, there was a poster, it said, work out before you pork out. And then there was a big giant face of a pig on the poster. And it's at the YMCA, whose mission statement is to make fitness accessible to everyone. They would prominently display a poster comparing their members to pigs, sending clear shaming messages about eating and how you need to punish yourself and earn your food. As somebody who works for the Y and who is very proud to promote the mission of the Y, and proudly embodies the mission of the Y, I was pissed off to hear this, because this is so against the Y's mission statement. It is so in conflict with the Y's core values. So the fact that it was at a Y really pisses me off. But you see these everywhere in gyms. Like, you got to earn your food. You got to earn that feast. No, you don't. No, you really don't. This feast is a celebration of family and togetherness and gratitude for what we have. And oh my God, we should be grateful for what we have now, if at any time now. So this message that you need to earn your food by working out first it's so damaging. On the other hand, meeting with friends to have fun working out, as part of your celebration, maybe the next morning, nothing wrong with that. That's a very affirming message. But this whole you got to earn your food thing, it needs to go. And I want to call upon any fitness professionals who are watching right now to watch your messages, watch the messages you're sending to your clients. Gym owners, watch the messages you're sending your members, because we don't want to be telling the people who depend on us, who look to us for motivation, that they have to earn their food, that they are pigs. We really don't want to be comparing our members who depend on us, that they're like farm animals. I mean, that's so offensive. I couldn't believe it. I was so disappointed. But it's everywhere.
It is everywhere. I'm actually speechless that any gym, but a YMCA specifically, would compare their members to a pig. I don't even know what to say to that. I think I work out at a YMCA, and I love my YMCA, and it's so family friendly. And it's the reason we went back to the Y, is because we could include our kids in our workouts with us, and we could make it a fun family time. Like you said, it's our workouts are family time for us, and it's not time to earn our food or punish us for what we've already done. I think I would go up and rip that poster off the wall if I saw it. I don't think I could control myself, or at least go speak to a manager and bring in some spray paint or something. That's terrible.
Yeah, I would be knocking on someone's door if that were at my Y, or any Y. I mean, if it were my Y, I would feel obligated as an employee and somebody who is supposed to be, presenting the face of the Y. But if it was not my Y, if it was just a Y I was going to, I also would be like, no, this is totally inappropriate here. No, I don't want to see this, and I don't think anybody else should want to see this. This isn't what the Y is about. So anyway, but it also, you know, speaks back to the whole idea of Fit 2.0, Fit 2.0. I always forget the two. Fit 2.0 is countering that message. I mean, that's it exactly, is that shame-based message that you don't deserve to eat, that you don't deserve to enjoy your food. You have to earn it. You have to punish yourself. That is the message that we want to overturn, and that is the overriding message of Fit 1.0. Fit 2.0 recognizes how destructive that message is and wants to put a new message out.
I think that's another example of some of the boundaries we were talking about, because those shaming messages, they don't just come from individuals. They do come from posters or commercials or the television or our gym. And those are those boundaries that we can internalize, that, you know, I can see that at the gym. I go complain about it. It may or may not get removed, but then we can set up our own boundaries in our own minds and say, I don't accept that. I see what they're trying to do. It's manipulative. And I've got a hard boundary right here, and I'm not going to let that message infiltrate the work I've done to build up my confidence and to learn how to trust myself again. And all that's trying to do is break down that hard work.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll hear from Fit 1.0 that we're just encouraging people to be lazy. We're just saying it's okay to be fat. Not at all. We are making fitness accessible to everybody. We want everybody to feel welcomed and safe. We want everybody to feel like they are valuable and worthy of being cared for, that moving their bodies is fun, that they will be met where they are by fitness professionals that they can trust, that aren't going to make them feel bad about themselves, that are going to teach them how to be safe and enjoy working out and do it in a sustainable way that can help keep them healthy for the rest of their lives. And we're not talking about sending messages that, oh, it's okay to be lazy, which is what the dude bros out there always come back with when we talk about stuff like this. Oh, you're just telling people it's okay to be lazy. No, that's not what we're telling people. We're telling people they are awesome, and they're awesome just the way they are, and we want to work with them just the way they are, because they're awesome just the way they are, and we're not going to tell them that they suck like dude bros are, because they don't suck. That's what we're saying. So anyway, it is 23 minutes. We have gone over, as we always do, so we have to wrap it up. Do you have anything that you want to say?
Just that you guys are all awesome and you're working hard, and we love that about you, and just keep being you. Keep being awesome.
Thank you, Jessica. You're awesome too. And your Facebook page and website are in the description box. It's Healthy for 100 on Facebook, and also, what is it? What's your website?
It's going to be healthyfor100.com and jessicamaukfitness.com. They're going to go to the same place, but they're currently under construction. So keep an eye out for those.
Okay, cool. So we'll put that info in the description box. I wasn't sure what website to put. Look for her. She is a regular in Eating the Food, and on my Facebook page, and on the Fit 2.0 Facebook page. We love Jessica, and she's a big part of this movement. So thank you so much for being on with me today. And
thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. For those of you watching, don't forget to leave a comment about with some ideas for snappy comebacks when people, you know, say things that aren't their business about what you're eating or what you look like or who you're dating or what you're wearing. And be sure to subscribe, hit like, and check out our Facebook page. And if you want to know in advance what our topic is going to be each week, get on our mailing list so you can get that info. And you can always come to the page, the Facebook page, and leave a suggestion for stuff you want us to talk about. You can also come to our YouTube channel and find the event for the next video and leave a comment on it. Or the last video, I think. Maybe not the next one, but the last one you definitely can. Leave a comment there. Somebody is always checking those comments. So yeah, if you want us to talk about something, if you have an idea within a topic that we've already decided on, absolutely leave a comment. Let us know you want us to talk about it, and we love hearing from you guys. So talk to us, and we will see you in our next video. Thank you, everyone. Bye, Jessica.
Bye.